My heart skipped a few beats. I started to look through her phone and found loads of texts going back months. Naughty pictures, dirty talk, everything. I wanted to throw up. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, gonna go over a story titled, "My wife has been cheating on me for a year. I plan to divorce her as soon as our child is in childcare." And guys, this is about a guy who's married to his wife for 5 years, and for what it seems like everything was fine in their relationship. It should be more than fine, but it was fine. And they had their first child together, and then he discovers not long after she gave birth, she's having an affair. And it's been going on for a year. And worse yet, it's with her male best friend, which is exactly why your girl shouldn't have any male friends. End of story. It's a bad situation. Just as you as a guy aren't going to be hanging out with any good-looking women because that would piss her off. And so you're going to see how this guy realizes this ain't going to work. He's not going to try to cry about it and fix it. He's done with her. Problem is, due to the financial situations and the age of his child, he has to wait a little while to end it with her. Like till the child's 2 years old, where he lives in his country. And so you're seeing behind the scenes his plan to kick her to the curb and all that. And of course, how she treats him and all that BS. And I'm doing this again to show your relationship guy, your girl should not be hanging out with other dudes, have a male best friend who they hang out with, text, all that. Because as a man, your family should come first. And you shouldn't be having girlfriends to hang out. Why would you hang around a bunch of girls when you got yourself, hopefully, a great wife or great fiance? We're hoping here, right? Because any of you guys who watch it regularly, if you're going to do relationships and know what you know, believe me, you're going to have a gal that's going to treat you right, and you would treat her back accordingly. So why would you need that? You should be the number one man in her life, then with her father and brothers, assuming they're good people. That's it. Also, how a lot of gals, when they get to be about 30 years old, or after they have a child, they're so insecure about their looks that they oftentimes really then start stepping out because to reinforce that they still got it. I had a kid, but I still got it. That type of thing. Got to watch out for that. And of course, usual red flags and kicking her to the curb instead of trying to fix something that's unfixable. So, it starts off, he says here, "My wife and I have been married for 5 years. Our child was born just over a year ago. I thought we were happy. But my wife became distant soon after. She stopped being interested in intimacy, stopped showing any affection towards me whatsoever. She seemed to enjoy spending time with me less and less with each passing week and month. I've tried talking to her about it, but she has blocked any effort from me. I was unable to reach her." Okay, so let's review here. There's absolutely no sex whatsoever. He's trying to communicate with her, which is a healthy thing, and she keeps shutting him down. So at this point, why the hell are they together? Well, now they have a kid. But it doesn't just stop there. And by the way, when this type of behavior happens, there's usually something going on, because she isn't getting it from you. She's getting it someplace else, from some other man or some other woman. And you need to look for other red flags, because these are red flags. Her guarding her phone, girls' nights, girl weekends, girls' trips, staying late after work, things like that. Then, about 3 months ago, I saw a notification on her phone. I wasn't snooping, I just wanted to pause the music that she had playing, but there it was. The message said this: "Can't wait to see you tonight. It's been hard all day." It was a text from her male best friend. My heart skipped a few beats. I started to look through her phone and found loads of texts going back for months. Nude pictures, dirty talk, everything. I wanted to throw up. This poor guy probably just wanted to have a wife and family and all that, and this is what he gets. And again, how dumb is it to have evidence on your phone and send dirty pictures and videos? I mean, seriously, how stupid is that? But got a lot of morons out there. Apparently, they started getting close a few weeks after the child was born and started sleeping around together around 3 months after the birth. I don't know about you guys, my immediate thought upon reading this is this kid even his? How do you know this kid isn't that guy's kid? All those nights she went out with her girlfriends, she actually spent at his house. There you go. Well, I tell you about the red flags. You watch me long enough, guys, you're going to notice that these stories have so many similarities that if this ever happens to you in real life, you dating relationship guys, you're going to know instantly something's up. This is the value in these videos. It will help you out. I wanted to confront her, to leave her and be done with her. Good for you. But we have a child that needs us. I knew I couldn't take care of the child alone, at least not until he would go to kindergarten, and I knew she certainly could not take care of him alone. Besides, I couldn't even stand being apart from my little boy. Yeah, the boy needs both parents, but the boy doesn't need two parents that hate each other's guts, so there's no love in the family and cheating and turmoil. And by the way, he said kindergarten. He later on makes a point saying he's from a different country, and kindergarten means actually child care at 2 years old. So I made a plan. I collected as much evidence as possible and kept my mouth shut. I stopped trying to get close with her, kept my head down, and just take care of our child with all my heart. But the moment he's settled in at kindergarten, child care, when he's 2 years old, I'll divorce my wife and try to get custody of my boy. And that is my situation. I've got to endure a bit more than a year of a broken marriage to pretend that I don't know what she's doing and keep things civil. There's no one in my life I can talk to this about. I cry myself to sleep when she is out with the girls, knowing what she's actually doing. I gotta stay strong for my boy. I love you, little one. So the problem I have with this is that I get he's in a situation, because you're gonna see that family isn't nearby to help out, is that he admits he can't do it all on his own because he works full-time, he's a breadwinner, and then take care of the kid and all that. But still, there's got to be another way of staying with her and having her do this whole thing, you know? And if he confronts her, she could then divorce him right then and there, and that could cause him some issues if she's initiating and all that. But on the other hand, if he's doing all the planning, so there's pros and cons to this. I just think there's always a way that you don't have to stay with somebody treating you like this, or at least confronting her ass. We can debate about that. He says here also, since everyone in the comments is telling me to get a paternity test, thank you for the advice. I already did. He is my child. Well, thank God for that. Also says, good God, I went to bed yesterday and came back to this morning to all your lovely comments. Thank you so much for your feedback and suggestions. I think he's definitely British, saying lovely. He says, to clarify a few things, number one, I already said yesterday I had a paternity test done to make sure the kid is mine. He is. But I would not have changed anything for me anyway, at least not how I feel about him. I beg to differ about that. Number two, I'm talking to an attorney. I've been working with them for a while, gathering evidence and building a case. I'm prepared in case my wife decides to act before I plan to. Good. Very good he got a lawyer to talk to. Find all the options, good, bad, or ugly. What he should do now is he should talk to other attorneys in town so he can, the second he talks to an attorney, she can't hire them down the road. That'd be a good idea. Number three, thirdly, sole custody is not my goal nor my preference. Optimally, it will go for some form of custody agreement with me being a primary caregiver. I don't want to take his mom from my little boy, but I'm prepared for the worst. Number four, many of you disagree with my option to keep my wife's infidelity quiet. Let me clarify. In any legal proceedings, I will not hesitate to use what evidence I've gathered, but I will not go around advertising my wife's actions to our friends and family, or worse, to our boy. I will make damn sure his relationship with his mom stays as untainted as possible. I'm aware that she might use some dirty tactics and may not be respectful as I plan to be, which is why I'm preparing for any eventuality with my lawyer. Yes, you have to be prepared for war, because she could use, look what she's doing to him here, right? So how do you know she's not going to try every dirty trick known to man to stick it to him? Well, some dude's sticking it to her. Seriously, he has to be prepared for this, and I hope his attorney is prepared to go shark mode, full-on Jaws on her if necessary. But I do understand that he loves his child and recognizes the child needs a mother on the basis that she's actually a good mother. But it can be argued she's not a good mother because she's cheating on her husband and the child. I mean, let's be honest here. Number five. Sorry about the confusion regarding kindergarten, daycare, and childcare. I've used these terms interchangeably. In my country, children can be externally cared for as young as a few months old, but that is rare. Most commonly, children are put in external care 2 years old to 5 years old, depending on the situation. And number six, in our case, childcare under the age of 2 is not available, and our financial situation is a bit more complicated than I care to elaborate. Suffice to say, I've done my research and have determined that external child care is not feasible or affordable until he's 2 years old. And me staying to care for him full-time is not feasible. So to be sure, I can take care of him all by myself in case the separation goes less than smooth. I'm waiting until he's regularly going to external child care. Well, it sounds like he made up his mind. He's going to hang around and play cool and all that. Well, so be it. If that means he has to do it for a year for his kid, if he thinks that's the best thing for him, given the advice of his attorney, so be it. I don't know his whole situation here. I just don't want to see a guy suffer, be with someone like that. But in the meantime, he can gather up all the evidence he wants and make all his plans and preparations. I just hope that she doesn't do a surprise attack and then issue divorce papers on him without him knowing about it, and she strikes first. But I wish this guy the best. And but what I like this is that he's not crying about it, making a big mess. I mean, he said he's cried about it to himself, but he's not crying to her. And he's realizing this is not going to work. And this goes to show you got to pay attention to these red flags. No male best friends, bullshit, no hanging out with other dudes. If she makes a commitment to you, that's that. And if a girl gives you a fit about it, saying you're trying to control me, or being insecure, you can say, hey, I'm not trying to control you at all. I'm just giving you a choice. You can either be with me or you can have a male best friends you hang out with. You can't have both. You decide. And right then and there, she'll decide. Period. And honestly, it's not like these guys are going around hanging out with other women, right? Because these same gals will complain that their guys saying, I don't want you hanging out with another dude or dudes, would have a hissy fit if the same guy was hanging out with good-looking women. Good-looking women younger than her. Guaranteed they have a problem. So I wish this guy the best. Now some comments here. One guy says, "You're definitely set aside funds that she cannot access during the divorce. If you are in a state that charge home wreckers, you can also go after the best friend too." Aha. He's in a different country, but if he was in the US of A, I know there are some states that you can go after the person that screws up the marriage. A coworker, a boss, another dude. Another guy says here, also be mindful of her friends trying to either support you, some of them definitely knew what she was doing, or gaslight you that her friendship with the guy was platonic. You'll get a lot of lies and a range of emotions from her once you confront her. Be prepared. Yeah, her friends definitely know what's going on, obviously, because they're covering for her. And it could make up a whole bunch of BS, so be prepared for that. You gotta be prepared. You gotta be a Boy Scout. Always be prepared. Another guy says here, is she a stay-at-home mom? If yes, you should encourage her to start working at least part-time to minimize any potential alimony. There's a good idea. Unless you live in the USA and only a few states where adulterous behavior negates alimony. Another guy says here, this is a longer one, but this is very wise. Obviously, this guy's been around the block. He says here, I'm sorry what you're going through. It truly sucks. But I want to say something that here as a divorced dad. My ex-wife is a nasty piece of work who did her absolute worst to try and alienate me from our child. I suspect she cheated on me but never had more than circumstantial evidence. I was 100% faithful, but she never accused me of lots. That backfired on her badly. However, what she did has taken a significant toll on our child. I hate when these freaking people, man or woman, puts the kid in the middle and manipulates them and all this stuff just to stick it to the ex. It's terrible. He struggles with some hefty emotional trauma caused by all the madness my ex-wife put him through. She put him squarely in the middle of things when he shouldn't have been aware of anything at all. Yeah, she's a BIT. On the other hand, I had this friend whose wife cheated on him. They too divorced. However, both of them did their absolute best to treat one another with respect and teach their child to be happy and love both parents. It took a lot for my friend to handle things as he did. I have mad respect for him. His ex-wife is now married to the man she cheated on with him, and they have a son together. Well, we got a sinful marriage there. But my buddy held strong for his daughter, and she's an awesome, happy young lady now. I seriously doubt she has the slightest clue her mom cheated on her dad when she was like 4 years old. 18 years old, I tell her. She's now 18 and absolutely shines through how good it has done for her not to carry the emotional baggage. Okay, maybe for her own sake you won't tell her, I don't know. Point being, you may be thinking of your plan as being your boy, but in reality, it's likely that if you dig deep down, what you're saying is that you're seeking sole custody in a large part for you. It may be well that what's best for your boy is shared custody with two parents who don't ever put him in the middle of any drama. Just keep that in mind as you proceed. Maybe think about seeking to be the primary caregiver with shared custody. There's nothing saying you can't divorce. You likely should. No, they 100% should. I'm just saying that the emotional pain of your wife cheating on you can blind you to what may truly be best for your son. Best of luck to you. Yeah, you do want what's best for the kid. But this guy can't suffer either. So he'll figure it out. But anyhow, guys, it's a quick one, but just an example. You got to cut it loose. She's cheating, having the affair a year. No. cut all ties, move on, and find a way. If he has to be with her for a freaking year, but to make his plan work, so be it. I hope he can find another way to make it quicker, but so be it. And do everything possible to make it as easy for the kid as possible. But the kid is that young, the kid's not going to remember it anyway, so I wish him the best. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, you come across a great story like to share, by all means, email it to me, strongsuccessfulmail@gmail.com. And if it's a good one, I'll definitely cover it. And also, if you haven't done so already, definitely subscribe to my other channel, Strong Successful Mail. I know most of you have, but if you haven't, definitely check that out. And SSM Clips. Real short, 3 to 5 minute videos. Very easy to watch, entertaining little clips I think you guys will enjoy. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.